Good morning, all of you all. And we are here to go ahead with molecular biology, that is molecular basis of inheritance. And as I always say, this is one of the most important chapters. And this is going to be the very basic chapter of genetics. If you won't be able to understand this now, then even in your examinations, many questions would be asked on this chapter. So we have to understand each and every topic and subtopic and subtopic of this particular chapter. Uh, if it's like genetics is like mathematics, you come to know everything, you know everything, and if you don't follow, you'll get a big zero. Okay, so try to understand this chapter. If you don't follow anything, please stop me and ask me whatever number of times. Please don't feel awkward or bad or guilty कि मैं बार बार ये कैसे पूछूं, क्या लगेगा, कैसे लगेगा, कुछ नहीं लगेगा बेटा. ये जो चैप्टर है ना, ये ऐसा ही है जो बार बार डाउट्स आते रहेंगे और बार बार डाउट्स आपको क्लियर करते बैठना पड़ेगा. Okay, so please understand the content very precisely. What is this chapter all about? Let us first understand that. So this chapter is nothing but here we have to understand the molecular basis of inheritance. You all have already done principles of inheritance, right? So in principles of inheritance, nothing was microscopic. Whatever was postulated by Mendel or Morgan was completely based on the things that they could directly see, right? So that was, like the 7 Mendelian characteristics and what are the different types of process that he did, and then what was the neo Mendelism all about, and the pedigree analysis, and yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you how are they related. That's the thing that I'm going ahead with. Huh? Then you have done about mutations in that chapter. Then you have already studied about different syndromes. You have studied about genomatic variations. You have studied about genomic variations, euploidy, aneuploidy, polyploidy. Then phenylketonuria, alkaptonuria, sickle cell anemia, hemophilia, uh, कलर ब्लाइंडनेस. सो ये सारे जो चीजें आपने पढ़ी है ना प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस वाले चैप्टर में, that was superficial study with respect to whatever one could see, whatever one could correlate with. But now when we go to the basis of this, that why this is happening, why phenylketonuria is being experienced. We know it's a autosomal recessive disorder, right? We know about it. But what do you mean by that autosomal recessive disorder? Autosomal related with your 22 chromosomes, not your sex chromosomes. बराबर है? So it is autosomal. Recessive. Recessive जब हम बोलते हैं तो what do we mean by that word recessive? It is autosomal recessive. That means both the alleles should be recessive, then only that particular trait will be seen. Okay, so that is your recessive, right? Now where is this recessive thing going to be present? ये alleles जो है वो कहाँ पर present है? Where are they present? So obviously they are going to be present on the chromosome, and we know that chromosomes are nothing but it is going to be DNA plus histone, non-histones, and so proteins and so all things, right? अब ये जो DNA है, we have to understand this particular DNA in this particular chapter. So we call this particular chapter as basic to the most deepest level of understanding the recessive autosomal dominant मतलब X linked recessive trait, ये जो सब कुछ है ना बेटा, ये इससे हमें आगे बढ़ना है कि ये एग्जैक्टली कहाँ है. Where is it? My voice is lagging. Is my voice lagging? Huh? How is that? Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. since morning only this particular, yeah, now it's fine. Since morning only this particular issue is cropping up. Yeah. Since morning only this particular issue is cropping up, I'll repeat. I'll repeat. Okay. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I think so. Now it will just check out if it is better now. Tell me if it is okay. Better? Hmm. Okay. So what I was talking about is that if particular person is having any autosomal recessive disorder, okay. Now that autosomal recessive disorder, that recessive is only going to be seen when both the alleles are going to be recessive, right? Correct? अब ये दोनों जब recessive है वो कहाँ है? ये recessive alleles हैं कहाँ पर? What is their address? So their address is going to be what, beta? Their address is going to be homologous chromosome, right? So what is this chromosome altogether? What is this chromosome made up of? What all things are going to be present in this chromosome? उसके molecular level तक हमें पहुंचना है. Okay, so this entire discussion of this particular chapter is basically focused on DNA and RNA and proteins. So three things are going to be put forward in this particular chapter. First is we'll be studying about the DNA. Second, we'll be studying about the RNA. And third, we'll be talking about the proteins. And fourth will be the applications of the proteins. Okay. So in this entire chapter, बस चार टॉपिक्स हमें हैंडल करने हैं. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले जो है वो हमें क्या देखना है, डीएनए क्या है, फिर उसके बाद आरएनए क्या है, फिर प्रोटीन्स कैसे बनते हैं, एंड व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ द प्रोटीन्स इन आवर लाइफ is something that we have to know about. Okay, so in detail we have to go to the basic level of understanding these particular things. Therefore this chapter name is molecular basis of inheritance. Okay, yeah, so let us try to understand this. Of course, you can very well see on the screen that I've put forward molecular basis of inheritance part 1. So actually this chapter is in continuity. आपके एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक में ये कंटिन्यूटी है चैप्टर की 1 2 3 ऐसे पार्ट्स नहीं है बट बिकॉज इट्स अ वेरी लॉन्ग चैप्टर एंड इट्स इट विल बी वेरी इजी फॉर अस टू अंडरस्टैंड वन पार्ट ईच. ये चैप्टर को मैंने ना 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया है, पार्ट 1, पार्ट 2 एंड पार्ट 3. So today I'm going to go ahead with part 1. In the chapter of biomolecules, we already have studied about the structure of thymine, cytosine, adenine, and guanine. I'm sure you all know about what are these, right? So ATGC, as we say, is nothing but your, what are they? Chalo bolo, give me an answer. What are these ATGC? Come on, tell me. Adenine, guanine, cytosine, ये सारे क्या है बेटा? What are all of them? Very true. Very correct. Very correct. Yeah, they are not DNA proteins, my dear. They are nitrogen bases. What are they? Nitrogen bases. Okay. तो यहाँ अगर आप देख सकते हो तो ये जो है ये हर एक जगह पर आपको NH ये दिखाई देगा, है ना? तो इसमें नाइट्रोजन प्रेजेंट होता है, तो इसलिए हम इसको क्या कहते हैं? वी कॉल देम एज नाइट्रोजन बेसिस. Okay, look over here. This is the structure of your DNA. This is the structure of your RNA. Your DNA is made up of A, T, G, and C, whereas your RNA is made up of uracil instead of thymine. Okay, so ये जो uracil है ये RNA में होता है और थाइमिन है ये DNA में होता है. ये डेफिनेटली आपने बायोमोलिक्यूल्स में पढ़ा होगा. करेक्ट. सो यूरासिल, साइटोसिन, एडेनिन, ग्वानिन, बाकी तीन सेम रहते बेटा. साइटोसिन, एडेनिन एंड ग्वानिन आर कॉमन बिटवीन डीएनए आल्सो एंड आरएनए आल्सो, बट इंस्टेड ऑफ thymine of DNA, it is going to be replaced by uracil of RNA, right? Now, if you see the structure, DNA is a double-stranded structure, while RNA is a single-stranded structure. ठीक है. तो ये बेसिक डिफरेंसेस है डीएनए और आरएनए के, जो आई एम श्योर सर ने आपको बायोमोलिक्यूल्स चैप्टर में पढ़ाया होगा. सो ऑफ कोर्स जब मैं आगे जाऊंगी सो यू विल आल्सो रिवाइज द बायोमोलिक्यूल्स चैप्टर that has been already talked to you, but still, anyways, anyone having any difficulty with this particular slide as of now, that what is the difference between DNA and RNA, and what is thymine and what is uracil ka difference? Anyone having any issues? Sure. Okay. See. So nucleic acids, the chemical composition. Michel discovered nucleic acids in nucleus of the pus cells and called it as nuclein. So I think even this would have been told to you all in the chapter of biomolecules, that nucleus was first discovered, nucleic acid was first discovered by Michel, and it was from the pus cells of owl. Owl होता है ना, उल्लू, उसके पास सेल से ये न्यूक्लिक एसिड सबसे पहले डिस्कवर किए थे मिशर ने. ओके, एंड ही कॉल्ड देम एज न्यूक्लिन. द नेम न्यूक्लिक एसिड वाज प्रपोज्ड बाय अल्टमन. प्लीज रिमेंबर दीज नेम्स ऑफ द साइंटिस्ट. They are expected to be asked in the examinations. Nucleic acids are polymers of nucleotides. You know what is a polymer? बायोमोलिक्यूल्स में पॉलीमर ये वर्ड आ चुका है. कोई बताएगा मुझे पॉलीमर क्या होता है? व्हाट इज अ पॉलीमर? Come on, I want the answer from you all. What is a polymer? Very good. Yes, correct. Very nice. Yes. Very nice, beta. It's a chain. Yeah, it's a long chain of small subunits. Correct. So this is going to be a polymer of nucleotides. They are saying. So there will be what, many nucleotides join together. Now what is a nucleotide? ये भी एक question आता ही है. So nucleotide is made up of three subunits. That is going to be the nitrogen base, the pentose sugar, and the phosphate. ये तीन मिलाकर जो एक यूनिट बनता है ना, एक यूनिट को हम कहते हैं न्यूक्लियोटाइड. ऐसे बहुत सारे न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स एक दूसरे को अटैच होके एक लंबी चौड़ी चेन बनेगी, जिसको हम कहते हैं पॉलीमर ऑफ न्यूक्लियोटाइड. ओके. So anyone having difficulty with nucleotide and nucleoside, can anyone tell me what is a nucleoside made up of? Come on. I have written over there what is a nucleotide made up of. Now I want an answer. What is a nucleoside made up of? साइड एंड साइड. चलो बोलो. ये सर ने पढ़ाया तो होगा ही डेफिनेटली. ये बायोमोलिक्यूल्स के अपने न्यूक्लिक एसिड का बेस है बेटा. बता. देखिए मैंने लिखा है ना, व्हाट इज अ न्यूक्लियोटाइड. मैंने क्या लिखा है? न्यूक्लियोटाइड इज अ नाइट्रोजन बेस, पेंटोज शुगर एंड फॉस्फेट. हाँ. प्यूरिन एंड पायरिमिडीन. नो बेटा, प्यूरिन एंड पायरिमिडीन डज नॉट मेक यू अ न्यूक्लियोसाइड. हाँ. H bond, ribose and purine, sugar and base. Additional phosphate group. No additional phosphate group. Okay, I'll just tell you, it's as simple as that. As simple as that. If phosphate is not attached now, it is a nucleoside. If phosphate is attached, it's a nucleotide. ठीक है, simple. So nitrogen base plus pentose sugar, nucleoside. Nitrogen base, pentose sugar and phosphate, nucleotide. इतना simple है, ठीक है. Okay. So what is a nucleoside? Nucleoside is nitrogen base plus pentose sugar. What is the nucleotide? Nitrogen base plus pentose sugar plus phosphate. ठीक है. Okay. Let us understand. Nucleic acids are of two types, DNA and RNA, of which 40% of the cells is going to be comprising of DNA, 1.5% will be your RNA. Proteins, in case of eukaryotes, this is in case of eukaryotes, we have got histone proteins which are basic in nature, 50%, okay, plus we have got protamines. Then non-histone proteins are acidic proteins which are only 8.5%. So ये सब जो होता है ना, ये सब जो होता है ना, ये अपने सेल के अंदर मिलता है हमें. Okay. So what do you want me to repeat, beta? You want me to repeat what is a nucleoside? Okay, nucleoside is nitrogen base plus pentose sugar. Okay, and nucleotide is nitrogen base plus pentose sugar plus phosphate. ठीक है? Okay, fine. Now, on the basis of the structure, nitrogen bases are broadly classified as two types. Okay, first is going to be your pyrimidines and second are going to be your purines. Now see, this is a revision or a recap for you all because these all things have already been done in biomolecules chapter. All the structures and everything, है ना? Yeah. So this is like, actually a revision. But it's okay. I mean, I don't mind revising the basis because this particular chapter has to be made very perfect by each one of you all. है ना? So it's okay. I don't mind taking some time to go with the, biomolecules chapter as well. So see, on the basis of the structure, nitrogen bases can be classified as pyrimidines and purines. So what are these pyrimidines and what are the purines? Just see, pyrimidines consist of only one single ring, which is called as the pyrimidine ring. Skeleton of the ring is composed of 2 nitrogen, 4 carbon atoms. Example, cytosine, thymine, and uracil. So here you can see everywhere 2 nitrogen. यहाँ पर nitrogen है, यहाँ पर nitrogen है. Correct? Nitrogen and nitrogen, nitrogen and nitrogen. Right? And it has got 4 carbon atoms where you can easily see the 4 carbon atoms as well. On the other hand, when we talk about the purines, it's a double ring structure. See, it consists of 2 rings. That is one pyrimidine ring, which is 2N plus 4C, and one is imidazole ring. I think you have done all these things, beta, है ना? अपने ये किया होगा, surely किया होगा, लेकिन फिर भी देखिए, you know what is imidazole ring, right? That is 2N plus 3 carbon. So what is the difference between pyrimidine ring and imidazole ring? Pyrimidine is 2N plus 4C, जो एक already यहाँ पर है. 2N plus 4C वाला structure यहाँ पर है. And plus it is having what? 2N plus 3C. तो इस तरीके से है ना, ये डबल रिंग स्ट्रक्चर यहाँ पर बन रहा है, which is of adenine and guanine. Okay, so this is how your pyrimidine and purine are going to be present. So if they ask you question on pyrimidine ring, you can just remember 2N plus 4C and plus imidazole अगर पूछते हैं तो 2N plus 3C. Okay, so this is about your purines and पेंटोज मीन्स 5 कार्बन. पेंटोज का मतलब क्या होता है? 5 कार्बन. तो यहाँ पर जो है ये दो जो है ना, ये दोनों पेंटोज शुगर है. अगर आप देखोगे तो फोर्थ कार्बन एंड फिफ्थ कार्बन. तो ये जो 1 2 3 4 कार्बन है ना, ये 1 2 3 4 कार्बन Now it's okay. Now is it okay? हाँ. So what I was saying is pentose carbon जो होता है, ये देखिए, it is going to have 4 carbons over here. You can see the standing lines over here, right? So in the standing lines over here at the center there is one carbon each. तो ये कार्बन है ना, सी करके लिखा नहीं है, लेकिन उस पॉइंट जहां ये दो ऐसे मर्ज हो रहे हैं ना बेटा, ये पॉइंट पे कार्बन होता है, ठीक है. सो देर इज वन कार्बन एट दिस पॉइंट वेयर माई पॉइंटर का रेड पॉइंट इज एट. आपको ये मेरा रेड डॉट दिखाई दे रहा है पॉइंटर का, यहाँ पर कार्बन का एटम होता है, यहाँ पर दूसरा कार्बन, तीसरा कार्बन, चौथा कार्बन और पांचवा कार्बन तो आपको दिखाई दे रहा है रिटन एज सी. So total there would be 5 carbon atoms present in this sugar, and therefore this sugar will be called as what? Pentose sugar. What it will be called as? Pentose sugar. Correct? Now see my dears, this pentose sugar में you can see OH, H, H, OH, H, OH. बराबर है. अब यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा फोकस कीजिए बेटा. Just focus on this second and the third position of the carbon atom. This is the second carbon, this is the third carbon, है ना. So carbon of a sugar, understand this, not given in the books. Okay, this is not given in the books, but please remember this, and if you want write it in bold alphabets, bold letters में ये लिख लीजिएगा. Carbon of a sugar is called as prime or dash. क्या कहते हैं हम उसको, उस पोजीशन को हम क्या कहते हैं? प्राइम, PRIME. सो कार्बन ऑफ अ शुगर का पोजीशन इज रिप्रेजेंटेड एज प्राइम और डैश. सो व्हेन आई से 2 प्राइम, दैट मीन्स सेकेंड पोजीशन की कार्बन की बात हो रही है. इफ आई से 3 प्राइम मीन्स थर्ड पोजीशन ऑफ कार्बन की बात हो रही है. इफ आई से 5 प्राइम मीन्स फिफ्थ कार्बन के पोजीशन की बात हो रही है. नाउ ये प्राइम वर्ड इज ओनली एंड ओनली एसोसिएटेड विद द कार्बन ऑफ अ शुगर. बाकी कहीं पर भी हम लोग प्राइम या 5 डैश, 2 डैश, 3 डैश ये वर्ड्स यूज नहीं करेंगे. प्राइम कहते हैं या डैश कहते हैं बेटा उसको. ओके, सो आई में से 2 डैश पोजीशन, 3 dash position, 5 dash position, और आई में से 2 prime, 3 prime, 5 prime. तो prime बोलते ही what should strike all of you all? Prime का मतलब क्या होता है? Prime का मतलब होता है the position of the carbon in that particular sugar का structure. That will be called as prime. Okay, fine. So just now focus on this 2 prime and 3 prime wala area of a ribose sugar. And now come at the deoxyribose sugar ka figure. What is missing at which position? Come on, tell me. Look at these two, compare these two and tell me the answer. What is missing at which position? Very good, Priya. Very good. Very good. Come on, others. Come on, others. I want answers. Ah, very nice. All of you all are correct, beta. All of you all are correct. Arya, Preksha. हाँ बेटा, प्रेक्षा आपका प्राइम थोड़ा सा देख लो, कौन सा प्राइम है. It's not OH, it's only O, my dear. OH मिसिंग नहीं है, O मिसिंग है ना. बॉटम राइट ऐसा नहीं आंसर होता है. बॉटम राइट पे OH का O नहीं है. उसको बॉटम राइट नहीं कहते बेटा. इट इज विल बी रेफर्ड टू एज व्हाट? 2 prime oxygen is missing. What will we say? 2 prime. Yes, Vidhi. Yeah. So 2 prime OH में से 2 prime O is missing at the second position of this pentose sugar. 1 oxygen is less. Correct? Did you all understand how do we refer to this? हाँ, तो यहाँ पर what is the name of this sugar, my dear? The name of this sugar is deoxyribose. Deoxy means 1 oxygen less, right? तो राइबोस शुगर में और deoxyribose शुगर में क्या फर्क है? सिर्फ there is a very small difference, but a difference of course. What is it? 1 oxygen molecule is less at the 2' position. Oh, biomolecules chapter, you all don't know how to count. Counting कैसे करते हैं बेटा? Biomolecules chapter में बताया होगा ना how to count. Come on, tell me, how do we start the counting? Yes, yes, yes. अच्छा, केमिस्ट्री में पढ़ाया होगा. हाँ, तो केमिस्ट्री में पढ़ाया होगा. Come on, tell me, how do we count? Very nice. So you all know the answer. Yeah, the one with more stable group or from the functional group. Yes, yes. Okay. Right. So exactly. Yeah. Arya, you are right, beta. So it's going to be counting from this position. First carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, and fifth carbon. Okay. So it is going to be again first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, and fifth carbon. Okay. So always remember, my dear, in your pentose sugar of ribose and the pentose sugar of deoxyribose, both are pentose sugar. दोनों में 5 कार्बन ही है. But in case of deoxyribose sugar, at the 2' position, there is one oxygen less. Is it clear? So have you all understood the diagrams of ribose sugar and deoxyribose sugar? Anyone who has not understood any diagrams? Anyone who has not understood this basic? This is the most important and the most basic point of this particular discussion. हाँ, ये समझाना तो आगे समझना इजी हो जाएगा. नहीं तो वापस पूरा रामायण होने के बाद तुम लोग पूछोगे कि भाई ये सीता कौन है, ऐसे ना हो जाए. Right? So this is the most important point, that what is the difference between ribose sugar and deoxyribose sugar. Now, when I talk about this, why am I talking about ribose and deoxyribose? The reason is we have got a molecule called as ATP. पता है आपको ATP? बोलोगे यस ऑफ कोर्स मिस, पूरा 11th हो गया, पूरा 12th हो गया, ये क्या आप पूछ रहे हो ATP पता है कि नहीं पता है? वी ऑब्वियसली नो ATP होता है. आई नो बेटा. अब वो जो ATP होता है, वो जो हमारा एनर्जी मॉलिक्यूल होता है, कैन यू ऑल टेल मी ATP का फुल फॉर्म क्या है? व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ ATP? कम ऑन. Exactly. Adenosine triphosphate. Very good. Very good. Now, what is this adenosine? Adenosine क्या होता है? It is what plus what plus what or what plus what or what exactly is adenosine? Adenine group is not adenosine. Adenine is the diagram which I showed you just now of ATGC. So what is adenosine, beta? Very good. Very good, Ashwin. Very nice answer. Perfect answer. Come on, others, please give me this answer. Which nitrogen base? You're right, Preksha, you're right, but which nitrogen base? Adenine plus 1 IP. No. Okay, adenine plus sugar. Okay. It's a nucleoside. Yes, Manan, even you're right. Adenine plus pentose sugar. Okay, fine. Now my question is in adenosine triphosphate, which is the... Achha, so those who don't know, I'll tell you. Those who don't know, I'll tell you what is adenosine, beta. Adenosine is adenine, जो हमने ये वाले डायग्राम में देखा है. ये देखो बेटा, ये जो एडिनिन है ना, ये एडिनिन स्ट्रक्चर प्लस ये राइबोस शुगर का पेंटोस शुगर टुगेदर विल मेक अप योर एडिनोसिन. ओके, गॉट इट. तो जो हमारा एटीपी मॉलिक्यूल होता है ना, उसमें ये एडिनिन मॉलिक्यूल होता है which will be connected to your pentose sugar of ribose and not deoxyribose. हाँ, तो ये राइबोस शुगर रहेगा जिसके साथ वो एडेनिन मॉलिक्यूल अटैच हो जाएगा टू फॉर्म एडिनोसिन. ओके. monophosphate, diphosphate, triphosphate. So AMP, ADP, ATP. You all are already aware of these words, है ना? तो ये P क्या है? So this P beta. This is the phosphoric acid. You can very well see this is the phosphoric acid over here, right? And this phosphoric acid will get attached to that adenosine. Okay, समझ में आ रही है बात? तो adenosine ट्राइफॉस्फेट में ऐसे 3 मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ फॉस्फोरिक एसिड अटैच हो जाएंगे. समझ में आ रही है बात? सो एडेनिन प्लस दिस राइबोस शुगर प्लस 1 फॉस्फेट AMP बनेगा, 1 मोर फॉस्फेट ADP बनेगा, 1 मोर फॉस्फेट ATP बनेगा. सो एडेनिन plus ribose plus 3 phosphates will make up your ATP. Is it very clear in your mind what is ATP now? So can I say adenosine plus 3 phosphates? Therefore, I say adenosine triphosphate. On the other hand, the adenine present in our DNA or adenosine present in our DNA, or rather adenosine triphosphate present in our DNA is not this ribose. हमारे डीएनए में जो एडेनिन अटैच होता है ना बेटा, वो डीऑक्सी राइबोज शुगर के साथ अटैच होता है. फर्क समझिएगा. एनर्जी मॉलिक्यूल वाला जो एटीपी है उसमें राइबोज शुगर है, बाकी दोनों स्ट्रक्चर्स सेम है, एडेनिन भी सेम है, फॉस्फेट्स भी सेम है. लेकिन हमारे डीएनए के अंदर जो एटीपी बनेगा दैट इज कॉल्ड एज डीएटीपी, डीटीटीपी, डीजीटीपी, डीसीटीपी. डी is written as small d. That D stands for deoxyadenosine triphosphate. Okay, so in our DNA, whatever like ADP, ATP, GTP, CTP, TTP, जो भी TPs है या जो भी MPs है या जो भी DPs है ना बेटा, DNA का शुगर हमेशा डीऑक्सीराइबोज शुगर होता है. एंड दिस डीऑक्सीराइबोज शुगर के साथ जो एडेनिन और ये अटैच्ड है ना, अपने फॉस्फोरिक एसिड के मॉलिक्यूल जो अटैच्ड है ना, it is going to be only and only associated with DNA and not with RNA. Is it clear to all of you all? Have you all understood this very clearly, that what is DATP and what is normal ATP? What is DTTP and normal TTP? So ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Okay. What is TTP, GTP and CTP? चलो बोलो full forms. Come on. ATP के जैसे मुझे बाकी 3 के फुल फॉर्म बताओ. TTP, CTP, GTP. What is it? ATP सबको पता है. What is TTP? Come on, give me the answers फटाफट. See, this is a part of your biomolecules, yaar. I should not. No, it is not cytosine. It is not cytosine triphosphate. No. It's not cytosine triphosphate. GTP, guanosine triphosphate. Preksha, you're right. Yes, Tia, you're right with guanosine triphosphate. What is TTP and CTP now? Come on. Adenosine, guanosine, ये बराबर है. Yes, Viva. Now you're right, beta. You're perfectly right with TTP. Yes. Very good. So, गूगल करके बाद में मुझे आंसर्स मत दिया करो यार. हाँ, जो याद है वो बताते जाओ. ये क्या है? चलो, anyway, so it is thymidine triphosphate and cytidine triphosphate. Okay, so इधर thymidine triphosphate के पहले अगर मैं D ये वर्ड लगाती हूँ, प्रीफिक्स लगाती हूँ, small d, then that particular TTP is associated with DNA. Okay, deoxy-TTP, deoxy-GTP, deoxy-CTP, deoxy-ATP. So D stands for deoxy. Please understand over here. That's very important. And जहाँ जहाँ आपके DNA वर्ल्ड, जहाँ जहाँ हम DNA पढ़ेंगे, वहां वहां आपको ये DATP, DTTP, DGTP, DCTP ये लिखना मजबूरी है. Even in your board exams also, if you're talking about DNA, please do not make a blunder of just writing ATP, TTP, GTP. It has to have a prefix of D. Okay. My dears, I I I know, but there are very smart people around me. Okay. Huh? So anyway. So have you all understood what is the difference between this ribose and deoxyribose? Anyone who has got any difficulty, any doubt in these basics? बोलो 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 फटाफट बोलो. कोई भी है जिसको ये नहीं समझा हो? या दे आर मेंशन, दे आर मेंशन है, दे आर मेंशन है. डोंट वरी, डोंट वरी. CTP is cytidine, 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 cytidine triphosphate. Okay, thymidine triphosphate, cytidine triphosphate. Fine, understood? Okay. So now देखो, in a DNA or in an RNA structure, we know that there is going to be presence of nitrogen bases, either A, T, G या C. ये नाइट्रोजन बेसिस होंगे. उसके साथ पेंटोज शुगर होगा. इधर इट विल हैव, डीएनए की बात अगर करते हैं तो इट विल हैव डीऑक्सीराइबोज शुगर. आरएनए की बात करते हैं तो इट विल हैव राइबोज शुगर. Right? And when we talk about the nucleic acids, it has to have a nucleotide का polymer. तो nucleotide का polymer का मतलब क्या हो गया बेटा? नाइट्रोजन बेस प्लस पेंटोज शुगर प्लस what? फ्री फॉस्फेट ग्रुप्स. करेक्ट. तो ये ऐसे जो है वो ट्राइफॉस्फेट्स होंगे. मोनोफॉस्फेट से भी अपना पॉलीमर बनता है ऑफ कोर्स. ओके. तो ऐसा पूरा अपना डीएनए का स्ट्रक्चर है बेटा. सो डीएनए इज मेड अप ऑफ व्हाट? डीएनए इज मेड अप ऑफ polymers of nucleotide. Nucleotide is made up of nitrogen base, pentose sugar and phosphoric acid. Nitrogen base could be of 4 types in DNA: adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine. Pentose sugar will always be a deoxyribose sugar wherein there is one oxygen less at the 2' position of the pentose sugar. Phosphoric acid will always be attached at the 5' end of the pentose sugar. तो ये थंब रूल हमारा है एक न्यूक्लियोटाइड बनाने के लिए. ऐसे बहुत सारे न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स आके एक लंबी चौड़ी चेन बनाएगा और इस पॉलीमर को, इस लंबी चौड़ी न्यूक्लियोटाइड के चेन को हम कहते हैं डीएनए. इज इट फाइन? हैव यू ऑल अंडरस्टूड? इज देयर एनी डिफिकल्टी? इज देयर एनीवन हु वांट मी टू रिपीट एनीथिंग? Come on, don't feel shy, don't feel shy. Please open up your mind and don't be lazy to type your questions. है कोई ऐसा जिसको ये कोई भी पॉइंट मुझे रिपीट करना है, ऐसा बताना है? और all of you all have understood this? The last part. Okay. I'll repeat the entire part for all of you. Okay. Firstly, what is DNA going to be made up of? So the DNA is going to be made up of a sequence, a series, a polymer, a chain of nucleotide. Okay. Each nucleotide will be made up of what? Each nucleotide will be made up of nitrogen base, which could be adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine. A pentose sugar, which is always going to be a deoxyribose sugar because we are talking about DNA. And third, there will be a phosphoric acid molecule or the phosphate molecule attached at the 5' end of the sugar. अब देखो हाँ बेटा, मैंने क्या बताया कि जो पेंटोस शुगर है उसके साथ एडेनिन भी अटैच्ड है, फॉस्फोरिक एसिड भी अटैच्ड है, या नाइट्रोजन बेस भी अटैच्ड है और फॉस्फेट ग्रुप भी अटैच्ड है। तो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर नाइट्रोजन ग्रुप जो है ना ये फर्स्ट कार्बन से अटैच होता है। तो एडेनिन है, ग्वानिन है, साइटोसिन है, जो भी मतलब एनी ऑफ द 4 न्यूक्लियोटाइड सीक्वेंसेस कोई भी हो ना, दे विल बी ऑलवेज अटैच्ड एट द फर्स्ट कार्बन ऑफ पेंटोस शुगर, while the phosphoric group or the phosphate group will be attached at the 5 prime of the pentose sugar. So 1 prime with nitrogen base, 5 prime with phosphate group. समझ में आ रही है बात? तो बीच में कौन हमेशा रहेगा? वुड बी एट द सेंटर ऑलवेज। एक जगह पर है नाइट्रोजन बेस, एक जगह से अटैच्ड है फॉस्फोरिक एसिड। तो किसके साथ अटैच्ड है ये सब कुछ? सेंटर में कौन है? हु इज एट द सेंटर फॉर दीज अटैचमेंट? इन डीएनए हु इज द सेंटर वन? कम ऑन टेल मी। ये अगर सेंटर मॉलिक्यूल है तो इधर भी कोई अटैच्ड है, इधर भी कोई अटैच्ड है, तो ये कौन है जो सेंटर में है? हु इज इट? नो हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड नहीं है, ऑक्सीजन नहीं है, नाइट्रोजन बेस एक साइड पे है। Nitrogen is base is going to be at one side. Yes, Parnavi. Perfect answer, Parnavi. You're right. Come on, others, think about it. I'm saying that to one molecule of what? Adenine is attached and phosphoric acid is attached. तो वो कौन है? Yes, yes. Sugar base नहीं होता बेटा. Sugar cannot be a base. Base होता है nitrogen base. Very good, Arya. Very good. Yes, 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 yes. Now you all are getting it. So, for example, where is my phone? मेरा फोन होता तो मैं तुम्हें दिखाती थी। चलो एनीवेज, ये देखो बेटा, ये जो है ना ये आपको बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल है। सी, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी योर पेंटोस शुगर एट द सेंटर at the 1 prime end. So at this particular position, 1 prime position कौन attached है? नाइट्रोजन बेस attached है। एंड दूसरा एंड 5 prime end कौन attached है? तो phosphoric acid attached है। So who is at the center? Who is attaching nitrogen base also and who is attaching this अपना phosphoric acid also? Who is going to be at the center? Come on, tell me now. मेरा क्वेश्चन समझा? हाँ, exactly. So rather than using the word pentose sugar, if I'm asking you DNA में कौन present है, your answer should be deoxyribose sugar. I know it's a pentose sugar, but when I'm talking about DNA, pentose sugar से भी ज़्यादा, what is the correct answer? Deoxyribose sugar should be the answer. Did you all understand? So always remember, this is going to be the pentose sugar. At one end, that is at the 5 carbon position, it will be attached with the nitrogen base. At the 5 carbon position, it will be attached with phosphoric acid. Did you all understand how it will look like? So this will be making up one nucleotide. So what is one nucleotide? Deoxyribose sugar plus nitrogen base plus phosphoric acid. These 3 things together will make up your what? Nucleotide. Is it okay now? Have you all followed what I want to tell you all now? Perfectly understood? Okay, very good, very good. So if you look at this particular thing on this particular diagram, then at the first position where my cursor is moving right now, it will be attached to your nitrogen base. At the 5th position where my cursor is moving right now, it will be attached with your phosphoric acid. So यहाँ पर आएगा phosphoric acid, यहाँ पर आएगा नाइट्रोजन बेस और ये एक न्यूक्लियोटाइड बनेगा। ठीक है, ठीक है, गुड। तो यही अभी यहाँ पर बताया गया है। देखो बेटा, नाइट्रोजन बेस फॉर्म्स बॉन्ड with first carbon of pentose sugar to form a nucleoside. So here you can see very nicely, this is the first carbon of your pentose sugar, correct? And first carbon से कौन attached है बेटा? Who is this double ring structure? ये कौन है डबल रिंग स्ट्रक्चर वाला जो अभी अभी हमने देखा था? एडेनिन है, बराबर है. So adenine will be attached to the sugar in this particular way. So ये फर्स्ट कार्बन है और ये 9th पोजीशन ऑफ नाइट्रोजन है. ये देखो, कैन यू सी, इधर लेबलिंग किया हुआ ही डायग्राम डाला है मैंने. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. तो 9th पोजीशन पे कैन यू सी द नाइट्रोजन. ओके, तो ये जो बॉन्ड है ना बेटा, ये जो बॉन्ड है ना, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं वो देखना है हमें. सी, nitrogen of first place forms bond with sugar in case of pyrimidine, while in purine nitrogen at the 9th place forms bond with the sugar. So ये अपना क्या है, प्यूरिन है ना, एडेनिन इज अ प्यूरिन ना. सो ये एडेनिन ने 9th पोजीशन ऑफ नाइट्रोजन ने फर्स्ट पोजीशन ऑफ कार्बन के साथ बॉन्डिंग बनाया. पायरिमिडीन में क्या होता है, फर्स्ट कार्बन एंड फर्स्ट नाइट्रोजन बॉन्ड बनाते हैं. प्यूरिन में क्या होता है, फर्स्ट कार्बन एंड 9th नाइट्रोजन बॉन्ड बनाता है. ओके, so this bond is going to be called as 1 prime 9 या 1-9, ऐसे हम उसको बॉन्ड कहते हैं. वी कॉल देम एज CNC बॉन्ड. CNC, तो इसको हम क्या कहते हैं, CNC बॉन्ड बेटा, कार्बन नाइट्रोजन कार्बन बॉन्ड. तो 8th पोजीशन पे कार्बन है, फिर नाइट्रोजन 9th पोजीशन, फिर इसका कार्बन. सो दिस इज 1 prime 9 bond. Please remember, purine is 1 prime 9, pyrimidine is 1 prime 1. Okay, pentose forms ester bond, which is a covalent bond with the 5th carbon of sugar to form a complete nucleotide. So here you can see, this is the sugar, pentose sugar. First carbon is attached with nitrogen, 5th carbon is attached with phosphate group to form a nucleotide. Did you all understand this? ओके, अगर न्यूक्लियोसाइड की बात करेंगे तो फॉस्फेट नहीं आएगा, इसलिए इधर तक ही फिर मार्किंग हो जाएगा. सो नाइट्रोजन बेस प्लस शुगर इज योर न्यूक्लियोसाइड, नाइट्रोजन बेस प्लस शुगर प्लस फॉस्फेट विल बी योर न्यूक्लियोटाइड. Is it fine? Have you all understood? Here the diagram which they have mentioned is about your adenine, which is a purine which is getting attached to the first carbon of deoxyribose sugar. इसलिए ये 1 prime 9 है बेटा. ऑन दी अदर हैंड, अगर पायरिमिडीन का डायग्राम होता था सिंगल रिंग स्ट्रक्चर, राइट? सो फर्स्ट पोजीशन ऑफ योर पायरिमिडीन रिंग व्हिच इज नाइट्रोजन would get attached with this first carbon. तो याद रखिए, ये क्वेश्चंस वेरी ऑफन आते हैं आपके एग्जाम्स में and you all tend to make a blunder. Please don't do this. See, nitrogen of first place forms bond with sugar in case of pyrimidine. So it will be your 1 prime 1. I told you what is prime already. While in purine, it will be 1 prime 9. If you want, you write down this. In case of purine, it is 1 prime 9 bond. In case of pyrimidine, it is 1 prime 1 bond. तो ये तो आप लिख लो. एंड 5th पोजीशन पे उन्होंने देखिए कैसे अटैच किया है कोवैलेंट बॉन्ड से फॉस्फोरिक एसिड को, राइट? ओके, एनी डिफिकल्टी, एनी doubts, any problems in understanding anything of this particular slide? You all want me to repeat anything? बोलो बोलो quickly. You can write down in case of purine, in case, write down, I'll dictate, write down. In case of purine, वन प्राइम नाइन, प्राइम कैसे लिखते हैं पता है ना, वन लिखने का और उसके ऊपर सुपर स्क्रिप्ट करने का, ऐसा डैश करने का, सुपर स्क्रिप्ट, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज प्राइम. In case of purine, 1 prime 9 bond is established between sugar and nitrogen base. Sugar and nitrogen base. While in case of pyrimidine, the bond established is 1 prime 1. In case of pyrimidine, the bond established is 1 prime 1. Between the sugar and nitrogen base. Okay, got it now? ये स्ट्रक्चर्स याद रखिएगा, ये केमिस्ट्री के स्ट्रक्चर्स है, लेकिन ये आते हैं आपको ड्रॉ करने के लिए बोर्ड एग्जाम्स में. प्लीज डू नॉट नेग्लेक्ट दीज स्ट्रक्चर्स. Okay, now we come to types of nucleosides and types of nucleotides, which is very simple. Adenine plus ribose, adenosine. Adenosine plus phosphate, we call it as adenyllic acid. Okay, single phosphate है इसीलिए. Adenine plus deoxyribose, deoxyadenosine. Deoxyadenosine plus phosphate, deoxyadenyllic acid. Guanine plus ribose, guanosine. Guanosine plus phosphate, guanylic acid. Guanine plus deoxyribose, deoxyguanosine. Deoxyguanosine plus phosphate, deoxyguanylic acid. Cytosine plus ribose, cytidine. Cytidine plus phosphate, cytidylic acid. Or it could be, any of these can be called as monophosphates also. Okay, so you may also call it as deoxyadenosine monophosphate, or it may be called as adenyllic acid, deoxyadenyllic acid, and so on. Then see, cytosine plus deoxyribose, deoxycytidine. Deoxycytidine plus phosphate, deoxycytidylic acid. Uracil plus ribose, uridine. Uridine plus phosphate, uridylic acid. Thymine plus deoxyribose. थायमीन के साथ सिर्फ डीऑक्सीराइबोज आता है. ओके, नॉर्मल राइबोज नहीं आता है. जैसे यूरासिल के साथ कभी भी डीऑक्सीराइबोज नहीं आता है, वैसे ही इट विल बी डीऑक्सीथाइमिडीन. डीऑक्सीथाइमिडीन प्लस फॉस्फेट, डीऑक्सीथाइमिडिलिक एसिड. बेटा ये सारे नाम याद कर लेना, क्योंकि इजी है ये याद करना, कोई डिफिकल्ट नहीं है. बट मेनी ऑफ यू ऑल, एज यू हैड मेड अ मिस्टेक, जैसे मैंने आपको पूछा था कि गुआनोसिन, एडिनोसिन, वैसे आपने गुआनोसिन तो बराबर लिखा, फिर साइटोसिन लिखा. इट इज नॉट साइटोसिन, इट इज साइटिडीन, थाइमिडीन, deoxycytidine, deoxythymidine. Okay, so these are the types of nucleosides and nucleotides which you have to remember. Well, then we come for something that is the search for genetic material. So even though the discovery of nuclein by Mischur and the proposition for principles of inheritance by Mendel were almost at the same time, but that the DNA as the genetic material took long to be discovered and proven. So it was, like not immediately discovered that yes, it is the DNA only which is the genetic material, till, many scientists came up with their research. So in the year 1926, the quest to determine the mechanism for genetic inheritance had reached the molecular level, means the DNA RNA level तक पहुंच गया था ये quest जो था. Previous discoveries by Gregor Mendel, Walter Sutton, Thomas Hunt Morgan and numerous other scientists had narrowed the search to chromosomes located in the nucleus by most cells. But the question of what molecule was actually the genetic material had not been answered. So न्यूक्लियस के अंदर कुछ तो है जो एक जनरेशन से नेक्स्ट जनरेशन में पास ऑन हो रहा है, बट वो एग्जैक्टली क्या है वो स्टिल नॉट डिस्कवर्ड. The experiments given below prove that DNA is the genetic material that is going to be passed from one to next. Okay. But you can see the video later on because many things I have covered in the last 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, you will get the link now. You can request for the link and you can go through it. Okay. Well, so then Mendel's transforming principle, you know about, Griffith's transforming principle is something that we have to now understand. So the transformation experiments conducted by Frederick Griffith in the year 1928 are of great importance in establishing the nature of genetic material. So now we are coming to, understand now we are coming to understand something that is going to be, Griffith's principle. So what is that? Just understand. Griffith used two strains of bacterium, Diplococcus or Streptococcus pneumoniae or Pneumococcus. They are the same, huh? Because they are in doubles, we call them as Diplococcus. They could be in chains. It would be called as Streptococcus. And because it causes pneumonia, they would be called as Pneumococcus. One and the same. Okay. So that is what is something that we are going to talk about now. So see beta, ये जो ग्रिफिथ भाई साहब है इन्होंने क्या किया, he was working with Diplococcus pneumoniae and a bacterium which is causing pneumonia. Fine. So he was doing a research on this. And what did he come to a conclusion that this pneumococcus have got two strains. Strains का मतलब होता है varieties. दो varieties होती है इसमें. ठीक है. एक variety का नाम है S3 और दूसरे variety का नाम है R2. कौन से है दो strains बेटा? S and R. S3 and R2 ऐसे दो varieties है. जैसे मैंगो के इतने सारे varieties होते हैं. मैंगो तो मैंगो ही है, लेकिन हमने लास्ट टाइम देखा था ना, देयर आर सो मेनी वैरायटीज ऑफ मैंगो. इन द सेम वे दिस pneumonia causing bacteria is also going to be the same, having two different varieties. The name of one variety is S3 and the name of other variety is R2. Okay, what is the difference between S and R? Just S stands for smooth. So smooth or capsulated types have a mucus coat and they produce shiny colonies. So just now in अपना biological classification हमने glycocalyx करके कुछ देखा था, याद है आपको? Glycocalyx है ना? What was glycocalyx? If it is loosely arranged, what it will be called as, and if it is tightly arranged, what it will be called as? Come on, tell me. If it's a loose sheet, it will be called as what? And if it is going to be very good, excellent, excellent, very nice, beta. Yes, all of you have given the right answer. Very nice, very nice, very good. Yes, Viva, right. Yes, 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 Parnavi, correct, my dear. Bilkul say, bilkul say. So if it is going to be loosely arranged, it will be called as your slime, and if it is tightly arranged, right, it will be called as a capsule. So ये जो pneumococcus है ना, इनमें tightly arranged capsule है, देखो. That is what they are saying. S or capsulated type means it will be having a glycocalyx layer which is going to be tightly bound onto the surface of the bacteria, right? So ये जो capsulated strain है या tightly arranged जिसके ऊपर एक layer है, it is going to produce what? Mucus. Okay, it is going to produce mucus. They have a mucus coat and they produce shiny colonies. So because of that covering, because of that capsule, ये colonies कैसे दिखते हैं? Shiny दिखते हैं. Okay. So these bacteria are virulent and cause pneumonia. Virulent का मतलब क्या है? They are pathogenic. They are going to cause some or the other type of infection. तो जो pathogenic है, infectious है, उनको हम कहते हैं virulent. So what is virulent बेटा? Virulent means infectious, pathogenic, infection causing. Okay, so these are going to be your infectious. Smooth ones are going to be infectious, which cause pneumonia. Is it fine? On the other hand, look at the R colonies. R colonies represent rough colonies. They are non-capsulated. So in glycocalyx, we have already studied that it is not a compulsory structure. Glycocalyx may be present or it may be absent. Correct? So assuming this particular fact, the S strain has got a capsule made up of glycocalyx, whereas rough strains do not have any capsule over it. So our strains or rough strains or non-capsulated type in which mucus coat is absent and they produce rough colonies. These bacteria are non-virulent, means they are not in the capacity to cause pneumonia to any of the individuals. So they are non-virulent and they do not cause pneumonia. So even if we get exposed to R colonies, we are not going to get pneumonia. But if we get exposed to F colonies, there is a high chance that we will develop pneumonia. ठीक है? So Griffith was working on this particular Diplococcus pneumoniae, or he was working on the pneumonia causing organism, and he found out there are two strains, one which is virulent, one which is non-virulent. The virulent one was shining and it had a capsule present over it, while the non-shining one was showing rough edges on its border. It did not have any covering over it, and it did not have any mucus coating over it, and it was therefore non-virulent. So S strain and R strain, इनमें कोई difficulty है समझने में? Anyone who has not understood any part of this transforming principle वाला thing? Understood very clearly? ये एक्सपेरिमेंट आपको बोर्ड्स में लिखनी है, ये बोर्ड्स में आती है, पूछते हैं लोग. Explain transforming principle with reference to Griffith's experiment. Okay, well, now see what happens. The experiment can be described in the following 4 steps. With these strains, what Griffith has done further: smooth type of bacteria was injected into mice. The mice died as a result of pneumonia caused by bacteria. We know that they are virulent. Then rough type of bacteria was injected into the mice. The mice lived and pneumonia was not produced. So it is clear now, S strain is virulent, R strain is non-virulent. Okay. Now see, third, what has happened? Smooth type of bacteria which normally causes the disease were heat killed and then injected into the mice. So what Griffith has done, he has taken the S strain bacteria in a beaker or a conical flask and he has literally boiled them. Okay, पूरा हीट इतना दिया कि उसको पूरी तरह से मार दिया. किसको मार दिया बेटा? एस स्ट्रेन को मार दिया by boiling, which is called as heat killing. And then he took that broth, he took that solution and he injected that into the mice. Now because that organism was dead, will it cause any pneumonia? Definitely not. So the mice lived and pneumonia was not caused. समझ में आ रही है बात? तो एस स्ट्रेन जो निमोनिया कॉज कर रहा था उसको हीट किल कर दिया और उसके बाद इंजेक्ट किया. नाउ देयर वाज नो क्वेश्चन ऑफ एनी निमोनिया बीइंग फॉर्म्ड. बट लुक एट द फोर्थ स्टेप. आर टाइप बैक्टीरिया व्हिच इज लिविंग, आर टाइप को उन्होंने किल नहीं किया है, आर टाइप लिविंग है, एंड स्मूथ टाइप हीट किल्ड बैक्टीरिया, both known to cause no disease. Okay, both known to cause no disease. Both of them were mixed together. Okay, and injected together into the mice. मतलब क्या किया? ये heat killed, उनके पास already S strain है, उसमें उन्होंने लिविंग आर डाल दिया। ओके, उसमें उन्होंने लिविंग आर डाल दिया। अब डेड एस प्लस लिविंग आर ये उन्होंने इंजेक्ट कर दिया माइस के अंदर। समझा? व्हाट इज एक्सपेक्टेड? आर ऑल्सो इज नॉट किलिंग, heat killed S is also not killing, so what is expected as a result? The mice should survive, right? But to his surprise, what is the thing? See, the mice died due to pneumonia, and virulent smooth type of live bacteria could also be recovered from the bodies of the dead mice. So when the mice died, they tried to, you know, take out the blood sample and analyze कि भाई इसको निमोनिया हुआ कैसे। एस वाला जो है वो निमोनिया कॉज करता है, लेकिन जब हम उसको मार डालते हैं और उनके डेड बॉडीज को इंजेक्ट करते हैं तो निमोनिया नहीं हो रहा था। आर वाला तो निमोनिया कॉज कर ही नहीं रहा था, तो इसको निमोनिया कैसे हुआ? इसलिए उन्होंने क्या लिया, सैंपल्स लिए उस माइस में से, एंड ही ट्राई टू एनालाइज कि हुआ क्या प्रॉब्लम। एंड टू हिज सरप्राइज उनको क्या मिला? ही फाउंड लिविंग लिविंग एस टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रेन। अब लिविंग एस तो डाला ही नहीं था वो माइस के अंदर, डाला था क्या? नहीं डाला था ना। तो ही वाज सो शॉक्ड टू नो कि यार हुआ क्या ऐसा, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली हैपेंड टू टू गिव रीबर्थ टू द एस टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रेन। ऐसा क्या हो सकता है? You understood the four steps. So he took R strain, injected, mice survived. He took S strain, injected, mice died. He heat killed the S strain, injected, mice survived. Then when he mixed live R and dead S and he injected again, mice died. ठीक है, तो ये क्या गड़बड़ हुई है? How could this be possible? Was something Griffith is now trying to figure out. Have you all understood all the four steps? बेटा, anyone who has not understood the steps, ये जादू कैसे हो गई वो देखेंगे आगे, बट ये एग्जैक्टली क्या स्टेप्स है वो समझ में आ गया आपको? Okay, see, this is how he has done. So these are the living R cells, okay, injected into the mice, okay, they all survived. They all survived. R cells from healthy mouse were obtained. Living cells of S injected into the mice. The mouse was killed, dead. S cells from dead mouse were obtained. हीट किल्ड एस सेल्स, हीट किल्ड है, चेंज हो चुके हैं। ये देखो, इनका ऊपर का कैप्सूल चला गया है, ये अभी हीट किल्ड किए गए हैं। इंजेक्टेड ऑन द माइस, माइस सर्वाइव, नो सेल्स फ्रॉम हेल्दी माउस। इसमें कोई भी निमोनिया के सेल्स आए ही नहीं। फिर उन्होंने क्या किया देखो, लिविंग आर सेल्स ब्लू वाला प्लस हीट किल्ड एस सेल्स ब्राउन वाला इंजेक्टेड into the mice, mice died, and what do they receive over here? See, S cells and R cells from dead mouse, तो S cells भी मिले हैं उनको, ये कैसे possible हुआ was the question. Got it? So what did Griffith conclude? See, Griffith concluded from the fourth step of his experiment that some rough colonies which were non-virulent were transformed into the smooth type of bacteria to become virulent. इसलिए उसको ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग प्रिंसिपल नाम दिया गया है। तो उन्होंने क्या बोला कि भाई ये आर वाले ही है जो एस बन चुके, एस वालों का जन्म नहीं हुआ है, रादर आर वाले ही एस में ट्रांसफॉर्म हो चुके हैं। ओके, सो दिस अकर्ड परहैप्स ड्यू टू व्हाई इट हैज अकर्ड, उनको ऐसे लग रहा है कि ये क्यों हुआ होगा। सो सी, दिस अकर्ड परहैप्स ड्यू टू एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ some transforming substance by the living R type from the heat killed S type of bacteria. तो उनका कहना है कि ये ब्रॉथ में जिधर एस को किल किया गया है ना, उसमें से, उस सोल्यूशन में से कुछ तो ऐसा है जो आर टाइप ने एब्जॉर्ब कर लिया एंड एस टाइप में ट्रांसफॉर्म हो गए वो। Okay, so this occurs perhaps due to the absorption of sense by the R type which are living from the heat killed smooth type. This type of the bacteria caused the synthesis of the capsule, which resulted in production of pneumonia and death of the mice. Okay, so what has happened? See, okay, no issue. So what has happened? See, beta, according to Griffith, what is he saying? That this occurred. What ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन रफ टू स्मूथ का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन क्यों हुआ? तो अकॉर्डिंग टू ग्रिफिथ वो कह रहे हैं दिस अकर्स परहैप्स ड्यू टू एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ सम ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग सब्सटेंस बाय whom? By rough type of bacteria and got transformed into smooth type of bacteria. Okay, so this transforming substance from smooth type of bacteria, the ability, it is giving the ability to the rough type to develop the mucus capsule or the glycocalyx over it and cause pneumonia and death of the mice. Okay, so that is what Griffith is claiming. Therefore, transforming principle appears to control the genetic characters, for example, formation of capsule as in this case, right? However, the biochemical nature of the genetic material was not defined from his experiment. He couldn't still prove that it is the DNA which is causing this. But only Griffith started that initial, experiments कि कुछ तो डेड बैक्टीरिया में से ये लिविंग आर बैक्टीरिया कुछ तो ले रहे हैं और कन्वर्ट हो रहे हैं, ट्रांसफॉर्म हो रहे हैं इनटू एस टाइप. वो कुछ तो क्या है, वो उसका आंसर उनको नहीं मिला बेटा. he did not get the answer of what was that exactly that was picked up, that was absorbed by the R strain from the dead S strain. He couldn't understand that. Did you all understand Griffith's experiment? Anyone having any difficulty with Griffith's experiment? Please tell me. Anyone wants me to repeat any point? Understood this? Three, four, five. S cells, repeat. S cells are going to be the cells which are going to be causing pneumonia. Okay, because they have got a glycocalyx ka capsule present on them. They are virulent. They are pathogenic. ठीक है? Okay, that is your S strain. हाँ. Third point. See, what is Griffith's conclusion is that this transforming substance, the one which is transforming R strain to S strain, okay, this transforming substance from the smooth type causes the synthesis of capsule. तो S टाइप में कैप्सूल था कि नहीं? R टाइप में कैप्सूल था क्या? R स्ट्रेन में कैप्सूल था? नहीं था. S स्ट्रेन में कैप्सूल था? तो ये जो ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग मटेरियल, ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग सब्सटेंस जो भी कुछ है ना, वो जब आर टाइप ने एब्जॉर्ब कर लिया तो उनको कैपेसिटी मिल गई उनके ऊपर ये कैप्सूल बनाने की. एंड एज एंड व्हेन उनको कैपेसिटी मिल गई कैप्सूल बनाने की, they became virulent, they became pathogenic. So they were not pathogenic just because of the absence of the capsule. Now they have become pathogenic because of the capacity that they received from that transforming substance, which is nothing but DNA. We know that this transforming substance is nothing but DNA. Okay, so these pieces of DNA, the pieces of DNA which were now present in the broth, S type तो kill हो गया है ना बेटा, लेकिन S type का जो DNA था उसके टुकड़े 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 हो गए कि नहीं? तो R टाइप ने क्या किया, वो S टाइप के DNA के पीसेस एब्जॉर्ब कर लिए अपने आप में, और जब उनके पास वो पीस आया जिसके अंदर वो जीन था कैप्सूल बनाने वाला, नाउ दे स्टार्टेड डेवलपिंग कैप्सूल. Okay, so once they became encapsulated, they became virulent. They could cause pneumonia in the mice, and therefore they caused the death of the mice. Fine. So this transforming substance from the smooth type, that transforming substance is nothing but the DNA. The DNA from the smooth bacteria caused the synthesis of capsule in the rough bacteria, which resulted in the production of pneumonia and death of mice. Therefore, the DNA appears to control genetic characters. So, जहाँ जहाँ transforming principle, transforming substance, transforming material है, it is nothing but DNA. But Griffith could not prove that it is DNA. So therefore, they are saying, however, the biochemical nature of this genetic material, this transforming principle, was not identified from his experiments. It is not a mutation. No, no, no. It is not a mutation. It is just a tendency, and it's a tendency of any one of us. Any living cell का ये tendency है to pick up the DNA of its own type from the surrounding medium. Okay, of its own type, मतलब of the same species. अब देखो डीएनए तो इसमें माउस के सेल में भी डीएनए है, लेकिन उसका कुछ नहीं हो सका क्योंकि दे आर नॉन रिलेटेड. माई स्पीशीज इज डिफरेंट एंड आर स्ट्रेन एस स्ट्रेन इज डिफरेंट. So it is not mutation, beta. It's a tendency of every living cell to pick up the pieces of DNA from its surrounding if it is of its own type, if it is of its own species. Okay, so it is not a type of mutation. No mutation. Got it? Anyone who has still not understood anything? This is very important and very crucial. Don't feel shy, don't feel awkward, don't feel bad to again. See, whenever you're asking doubts now, I'm not taking your names. Don't worry. Okay. So if you all are not understanding now, please ask me again and again. But I want all of you all to be very precise with these particular facts. ये आंसर्स आपको बोर्ड एग्जाम्स में लिखने के लिए आते हैं बेटा. Okay. Then let's come to understand the biochemical nature of the transforming principle. Okay. Fourth diagram. ये वाला, this one. See, here it is heat killed S cells, and here it is living R cells. So they two were mixed together and they were injected in the mice, right? Correct? And the mice died. Now, what was recovered in the petri dishes where the bacteria was grown? So we found a mixture of living S cells also, S bacteria also, and R bacteria also. ठीक है? Okay, so that is what. हीट किल का मतलब उनको उबाल कर बॉईल करके उनको डिस्ट्रॉय करने का, वो बैक्टीरिया को किल करने का. जैसे हम लोग पानी उबाल के पीते हैं या फिर दूध उबाल के पीते हैं, क्यों हम लोग ये सब उबालते क्यों है? सो दैट वी किल द बैक्टीरिया, राइट? गॉट इट? या. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज हीट किलिंग. But what will happen in heat killing, na beta? The DNA strand will not get completely vanished. It will get denatured. DNA gets denatured. Again, your biomolecules. You might have, like already known that at what temperature the DNA gets denatured in biomolecules chapter. So that time you might have already studied that DNA gets denatured and it gets renatured also. So what is denaturation and what is renaturation, right? So in the same way ये जो DNA के pieces हो जाते हैं सारे के सारे, लेकिन वो पूरी तरह से destroy नहीं हो करने के बाद भी, इसलिए वो जो DNA के pieces जो छोटे बड़े जो intact pieces है ना, वो ये R strain ले लेता है क्योंकि वो लिविंग है ना. और वो आर स्ट्रेन अपने आप में लेके what it will do, it will incorporate that DNA. देखो बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन में you all have studied conjugation, transformation and transduction. So this is the same transformation that I'm talking about. So that is also like, there you remember in transformation we had studied that the DNA pieces or the DNA particles of its own type are picked up by its relatives and they get converted or transformed into the original type. तो वही है बेटा, वही ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हमने बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन में जो किया है, द सेम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इज दिस पर्टिकुलर एक्सपेरिमेंट टू प्रूव इट. Okay, got it? Anyone having any problem with any of the parts till now, whatever has been talked about? है कोई किसी को difficulty बेटा? Understood? Okay, fine, fine. Don't worry, even if you don't understand, it's okay. हाँ, you can ask me. ये तुम लोग सब पहली बार सुन रहे हो, तो डेफिनेटली एकदम से उसको समझना मुश्किल है. And it's but obvious. Okay, don't worry, you're not the only ones. When I was of your age ना, मेरी भी हालत हो गई थी ये समझने में. ठीक है, तो बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिना झिझक जो मन में है वो डाउट्स पूछ लो, कोई इशू नहीं है. चल, anyway, so see now my dears, let us understand what is the biochemical nature of biochemical characterization of transforming principle. See, prior to the work of Oswald Avery, Colin MacLeod and Macklin McCarthy, the genetic material was thought to be a protein. तो ये जो तीन बंदे हैं, एवरी, मैकलॉयड, मैकार्थी, ये तीनों के एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करने से पहले पूरी दुनिया को लगता था कि द जेनेटिक मटेरियल इज अ प्रोटीन एंड नॉट डीएनए. ओके, सो इन्होंने ऐसा क्या किया, उसके बाद लोगों को लगने लगा कि नहीं नहीं, प्रोटीन नहीं, शायद डीएनए इज द जेनेटिक मटेरियल, है ना. इन्होंने ऐसे क्या किया है, लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड. तो सी, एवरी, मैकलॉयड, मैकार्थी, ये तीनों नाम याद रखिएगा बेटा. बहुत बार ये क्वेश्चंस आ चुके हैं बोर्ड्स में भी और आपके कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स में भी. राइट, दे वर्कड टू डिटरमाइन the biochemical nature of the transforming principle in the Griffiths experiment. So what was that which was getting, like the transforming principle kya tha? Griffith was not able to give the answer. So Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy, they together tried to work all about. So what they have done, see, they purified biochemicals, that is proteins, DNA, RNA, etc. from the heat killed S cells to see which ones could transform live R cells into the S cells. तो उन्होंने क्या किया बेटा, उन्होंने है ना प्रोटीन को प्यूरिफाई किया, डीएनए को प्यूरिफाई किया, आरएनए को प्यूरिफाई किया, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स को प्यूरिफाई किया और ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, सबको है ना अलग 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 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स में प्यूरिफाई करते गए. तो कहाँ से प्यूरिफाई किया उन्होंने, फ्रॉम द हीट किल्ड एस टाइप. और उन्होंने है ना फिर वो इंडिविजुअल प्यूरिफाइड बायोकेमिकल्स से ना वो आर स्ट्रेन में इंजेक्ट किए और देखा, प्रोटीन्स इंजेक्ट किया और देखा आर स्ट्रेन एस में कन्वर्ट हो रहा है क्या, नहीं हो रहा है. आरएनए को इंजेक्ट किया माइस में, आर में, और देखा आर वाले अभी ट्रांसफॉर्म हो रहे क्या इसमें, नहीं हो रहे. ऐसे करते करते उनको समझा कि जब उन्होंने डीएनए डाला ना, when they injected DNA of the S strain, right, only that time the mice died. Fine. So what did they conclude? It is because of DNA which is transforming the R into S and killing the mice. Okay, so see, I'll tell you, I'll show you with the diagram, it will be easy. They discovered that DNA alone causes R bacteria to become transformed. They also discovered that protein digesting enzymes like protease, like RNA, did not affect transformation. So the transforming substance was not protein or RNA. Digestion with DNA did inhibit transformation, suggesting that DNA could cause transformation. They concluded that DNA is therefore the hereditary material, but still not all biologists were convinced by this method of their experiment. तो एवरी, मैकलॉड, मैकार्थी ने एक्चुअली देखा जाए तो बहुत ब्यूटीफुली एक्सप्लेन किया है. ये देखो बेटा, ये एस स्ट्रेन के एक्सट्रैक्ट्स उन्होंने लिए हैं. पॉलीसैकेराइड्स डिस्ट्रॉयड, इसमें उन्होंने क्या किया, पॉलीसैकेराइड्स को डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया. यूजिंग एंजाइम्स। लेकिन इसमें डीएनए तो इंटैक्ट है, बराबर, डीएनए इंटैक्ट है तो माइस डाइड। इसमें लिपिड डिस्ट्रॉयड, लिपिड डिस्ट्रॉय लेकिन डीएनए इंटैक्ट है तो आर बिकेम एस, माइस डाइड। इसमें आरएनए डिस्ट्रॉयड बट डीएनए इंटैक्ट है, therefore R became as, mice died. Protein destroyed but DNA intact है, therefore R became as, mice died. DNA destroyed, oh my god, now see what has happened. DNA is destroyed, right? DNA is destroyed, DNA is destroyed, therefore R could not get transformed into S. Therefore, R could not get transformed into S. And because it could not get transformed into S, mice survives. Okay, got this very clearly? तो उन्होंने क्या किया बेटा, ऐसे है ना बहुत सारे बायोमोलिक्यूल्स लेके है ना बाकी सब एक 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 उसमें से निकालते गए. And then they finally concluded that when DNA was destroyed, then there was no capacity of the RNA to get converted into S strain, and therefore all the mice survived. कोई doubt है इसमें? Now with the diagram, this things becomes very clear with all of you. Or still anyone has got any difficulty in your minds, my dear? Anyone has got any difficulty still? This is Avery McLeod McCarthy's experiment. And see over here, they have taken these test tubes and they have come to a conclusion like this way. Any problem? Any problem? Any difficulty? Got this? Can I go ahead? Okay. कुछ है तो बोलो बोलो quickly. Well, now, the genetic material is DNA was finally proved by two scientists, beta, Duche and Chase. What is what, beta? It takes from its species. So why not DNA? Because DNA is not there only in that test tube now. उस ब्रॉथ में डीएनए है ही नहीं तो वो क्या ले सकता है ना. ये वाले ट्यूब में उन्होंने क्या किया, डीएनए को डिस्ट्रॉय किया. तो डीएनए के पीसेस बचे ही नहीं है अभी यहाँ पर. एस स्ट्रेन के डीएनए के पीसेस, यहाँ पर डीएनए के पीसेस थे तो आर ने डीएनए के पीसेस ले लिए एंड गॉट कन्वर्टेड इनटू एस. इधर भी डीएनए के पीसेस इंटैक्ट थे, कन्वर्टेड इनटू एस सब जगह पर. बट यहाँ पर डीएनए डिस्ट्रॉय, तो एस स्ट्रेन का जो ब्रॉथ लिया था उसमें से डीएनए डालकर डीएनए को पूरा डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया. अब डीएनए कुछ बचा ही नहीं है तो वो आरएनए कहाँ का डीएनए लेगा बेटा, समझा कि नहीं? गॉट इट ना? हाँ. सो इन दिस वन ना डीएनए एस स्ट्रेन का डीएनए पूरा डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया है. So now there is no pieces of DNA present, pieces then, and therefore it will remain as R only, and therefore all the mice will survive. कैसे हंस रहा है देखो ये माइस, मस्त जी रहा है इसलिए, ये बेचारे मर गए. ओके ना? गुड फाइन. Oh, sorry. So we are talking about Hershey and Chase experiment. Now I don't think so it is lagging. Is it still lagging? No, na? I don't think now it is lagging. Because now I can see it is going to have, it is having a good strength. Huh? Anyway, so now see the genetic material is DNA. That was proved by Hershey and Chase. Okay, okay. It was given, you can tell me that time. So I'll repeat those sentences again. Whenever you feel that the voice is lagging now, you let me know so I can repeat those things. Okay. The unequivocal proof that DNA is the genetic material came from the experiments of Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. So Hershey and Chase in the year 1952 proved that DNA is the genetic material, and it was an unequivocal proof. Unequivocal का मतलब है उसमें ifs and buts नहीं थे. 100% फुल प्रूफ मेथड से उन्होंने प्रूव किया कि डीएनए ही जेनेटिक मटेरियल है। ओके, तो उसको हम कहते हैं अनइक्विवोकल, 100% without any ifs and buts. Fine. See, they worked with viruses that infect bacteria called as bacteriophage. So we have already studied about bacteriophage in biological classification chapter. We know that T4 phage, T2 phage, है ना, ये हमने already देखे हुए हैं, right? So these phages, bacteriophages, are nothing but they are who? They are viruses, and these viruses will infect the bacteria. So Hershey and Chase have smartly used these bacteriophages to prove that DNA is the genetic material. How? Let us see. The bacteriophage attaches to the bacteria and its genetic material then enters the bacterial cell. Okay. So अगर ये bacterial cell है, जैसे कि ये अगर बैक्टीरियल सेल है, ओके, ये अगर बैक्टीरियल सेल है, तो ये बैक्टीरियल सेल के ऊपर वायरस का पार्टिकल आके अटैच होता है। ओके, एंड वायरस के अंदर क्या होता है? नथिंग ना, वायरस इज मेड ऑफ द कैप्सिड which is of protein and nucleic acid which is either DNA और RNA। बाकी तो वायरस के अंदर ना साइटोप्लाज्म है, ना कुछ ऑर्गेनल है, ना कुछ भी नहीं है। हमने ऑलरेडी वायरसेस में देखा था, है ना। So virus is nothing but it is going to have a capsid made up of protein and nucleic acid inside. So when that virus will come and attach to the bacterial cell, na beta, it is going to inject its nucleic acid inside the bacterial cell. समझ में आ गई बात? So this is what they are saying, that the bacteriophages attaches to the bacteria and its genetic material then enters the bacterial cell. The bacterial cell treats the viral genetic material as if it is of its own and subsequently more वायरस तो वही तो काम है,